Hey everyone, Stephen here, and welcome to the first episode of Strategy Chat, which is a style of video where I'll go through a strategy in its tactical plan, its build order, and counterplays prior to jumping into a narrated gameplay example. Today we're looking at the Scout Swarm strategy. As of patch 1.9.3, this strategy cannot be countered by Wehrmacht. I'm convinced by it. DAC can counter it with some good 2-bike, 250 all-in push kind of style base play, but this video will be focused upon the Wehrmacht vs US forces matchup in 1v1. I showcased this strategy in episode 52 of the narrated gameplay series, but I was requested to get some more proof against a more competitive opponent, which is a valid point. So I went headhunting to claim the head of a high-ranked player and came along Reekley in auto match. Reekley is honestly a better player than myself. He places well in tournaments, he's generally hovering around the top 5 with all factions, and according to CoH3 stats, Reekley is my nemesis, with only me beating him twice in the past compared to his 7 over me. But can Reekley beat the Scout Swarm? So the Scout Swarm strategy involves getting multiple Scout squads quickly to cap the map and get a positional and resource advantage. Scouts get 100 XP for capping each point, and it only takes 500 XP to get to Vet 1, which you can achieve very quickly. At Vet 1, this is where the strength of the strat really comes into effect, as they get a Vet 1 bonus of 15% harder to hit buff. Tier 1 Wehrmacht has a rough time dealing with this, and the Wehrmacht player will struggle to get the fuel for a 2-2-1 Scout car, which is the only time and cost-effective counter that they have. From Tier 1, a single Grenadier will not beat a Vet 1 Scout when there's 2 of them, which is the same manpower cost. An MG42 will simply be avoided by the Scout's vision advantage. A mortar will not land enough shots against the mobile scouts, and a sniper will sacrifice too much map control and can be negated by smoke grenades, even if it can break even manpower-wise. There is no counter to this as Wehrmacht. Please note, this is not an issue in team games, as the scouts cannot be exploiting their capping power due to the narrow nature of team game maps and more head-on, unavoidable brute force from the Axis player. Game stats data from Orchid Spider from 1.9.0 through to 1.9.3 patch, which is what we're currently on, reinforces the strength of this strategy, as at higher elo bands, the Wehrmacht has a win rate of 43% compared to US forces 57%. It is more balanced if we look at the all elos range, where it mellows out to 50%, but I believe this can trickle down to all elo ranges, as the Scout Swarm strategy is relatively easy to execute due to its vision advantage and its military strength. Even looking at the most recent games of Orange Pest and Ray, who I'd regard as the best 2 co-players at the moment, what faction are all their recent losses with? That's right, it's Wehrmacht up against the US Forces Scout Swarm strategy. The build order is to get 4 Scouts. Do not upgrade them to Pathfinders yet. By getting Scouts first, you have more capping power, as Scouts cost 150 manpower, whereas Pathfinders cost 200 manpower, so you can just field them more quickly. Once Scouts are all built, you can then upgrade them to Pathfinders. Send the Scouts to cap all sides of the map. Once you've capped the map, build Tier 2, the Weapon Support Center. Next, get a heavy machine gun if they have a lot of infantry, or a bazooka if there's a vehicle. It's only really applicable to DAC. Unless you're up against Wehrmacht and they're just about to get the 2-2-1 Scout car out, then it's a good idea, because it will let you protect your M3 half-track. Getting the Infantry Support Center for the captain, getting out at M3 half-track. And you can keep it as a standard half-track at first, but if they've got a lot of infantry, get the M3 quad upgrade. And if they're starting to get a Scout car or some fixed position units like an MG or a mortar, getting the 75mm anti-tank gun upgrade, which can also barrage, is a good idea as well. But from there, it's just about getting more MGs, paratroopers, call in anti-tank guns until you can afford a Sherman tank spam from there to close out the game. So with our strategy chat done, let's now jump into a narrated gameplay example versus Reekley's Wehrmacht. Hey everyone, Stephen here, and this game I'm playing as US up against Reekley, who's one of the top 5 Wehrmacht players. I think he's actually pretty close to top 3 in every faction, so he knows what he's doing, and he's playing his Wehrmacht, so I'm going to test the scout build to see if I can outmaneuver him, and I'm really curious to see if he's got a counter, honestly. He's one player that is creative in the top 5 players, and he can show a unique take on things. Fingers crossed he beats me here. I'm actually hoping he legitimately beats me here without me making mistakes, and he purely outplays me, because then it gives me something to replicate in order to defeat US with the Wehrmacht being played. So Let's see what happens. I'm rooting for my opponent and not myself, which is just a complete paradox of what should be happening, but let's see. Alright, so now that I've got my 4 scouts out, I'll get out weapon support center. I can even go for paratroopers now. May as well even get this one a bit stronger, because it gives them a slight HP buff by doing that. But if they get into combat, I don't think it applies, so move on forward. These guys I'll reinforce later. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm not upgrading them to scout straight away, so I've got the visibility. Well, not visibility, but I've got the ability to get the map, which results in more XP, which results in more veterancy, because then I'll be able to get the Vet 1 earlier, and the Vet 1 is the powerhouse of this strategy. Alright, as he's pushing forward here, I'm just going to retreat. No need for me to engage into that. Put some pressure on this side. So that's nicely done by him there. He'll push me out of that zone. I'll just retreat again. I've got that coming. I can even go for med building here, actually. And let's just go protect the cutoff with the MG. He saw me there. Oh, what? They went in and out. Oh. So I'll just go there to deny the cap, but then the MG will be able to protect from here. That's 100% a flamer.
Defend our victory point. We're losing it. A victory point is under attack. We must act. They've taken our victory point. Sir, yes, sir. Heavy machine gun has been requisitioned.
Alright, I'll just bring that MG that way and this one that way.
We can find a way. Coming down the pipe.
And now time for captain.
Infantry support research underway. Enemy movement near a victory point. Moving to new destinations. Get your gear ready. A victory point is under enemy control now.
Should be able to kill these guys on retreat. Or at least get close to it. And now I really want to harass his fuel.
Come on, boys. Capture orders. Just move your ass. Contact. We're all ears, sir. We're ready for on me. Let's go. Elements waiting on you. Ready for duty. They've pushed us off a sector.
Good grenade.
Orders incoming. Point taken. Crossfire.
Alright, just keep on moving forward.
The ISC's been upgraded. They shot me in the fucking leg.
Good. Now I'll just take the fuel in the center, because I do want to get the fuel control. That's enough. Retreat. Half track next.
Territory is falling into enemy hands. Why am I always carrying the word, huh?
I'll just go there. Prevent him from making the sandbags.
Paratroopers are standing by for drop. Half track deploying is ordered.
I'll just go down this side now to reinforce them.
Pathfinders received! Jump, secure that ground! You need pathfinders? Motion's in! Orders coming in! We'll just do what you're told, alright? Double time, fellas! 30 cal ready, come on! Move, guard! Go!
Krauts are securing our capture point.
Actually, I can even go for the quad here. Oh, little misclick there. Not to stress. I'll shoot a rifle grenade here.
The sector's been overrun. It's theirs now.
Pathfinders, back up, Pathfinders! Make it quick, everybody up! Secure that position! Sir, yes, sir! Back to full strength. Weapon crew, get ready for action! You need pathfinders? Yeah! Up and hold! That's them! Take your losses! Never down! Back! Back us up! That's behind us! Gonna overwhelm us! Orders incoming! Rifle grenade out! We got our engine set out! Get your gear ready! Orders incoming! Sir! Yes, sir!
Reports of enemy movement
Alright,
near our
just need to
victory
get an
point.
engineer.
Target. Path capture and hold that area.
And the thing is, because he's upgraded that, he's got no mobile anti-infantry now
Victory
either.
point has fallen into enemy control.
I can also get a bazooka squad here. He can't.
Head out!
Unless he gets a Jaeger, but that's more expensive for him.
Engineers on the field.
Hey, you got two guys up front and center. That's us. I smell it. Let's capture territory. North side.
That's
Bazooka squad is
fine.
equipped and ready.
Yeah, we're holding fire. MG, waiting on you.
And then as long as I keep on maintaining this fuel control, what's going to eventually happen here
A
is
victory point is under attack. We must act.
I'll just outmuscle him.
What's the path? Secure the area. What's the op?
They've captured a victory
And
point.
eventually get the Sherman out.
Enemy line.
Where'd you need a 30 cal? Let's get this thing over. Push! Dead ahead! Time to harass the press, boys.
Territory lost.
I'm just keeping my bazooka in front of my quad here.
Team crew awaiting orders.
Hey, you ready to kick some ass, boys?
Oops. Oh, well done. Fantastic side maneuver there. But I've got complete control of this side.
You need contact. Small arms.
I can work across here.
Best of the best, boys.
Get the vet one. Nah, back up because he's coming that way.
Move it now. Moving out, fellas. They're trying to pick us off. Advance team. Greasers, stand.
And just stall until I get the Sherman out.
Contact, sir. Let's go. No lagging behind. Engage in the front.
Which one of these has got the upgrade?
P-42.
Oh, neither.
That's us, boys.
Okay, I've got the triple VP locked down now, so I'm just going to sit there, control that, move this guy into the center.
We got the tools. All enemy territory.
That shot had range. Sniper.
Oh, you went sniper. Cool.
You heard the man. Gunny says we gotta move.
Stay low! Taking fire! Sniper! Ready for action! That son of a bitch! Hide, sir! Yep, our section's down!
We have a surplus of command points.
Give it some gas! We're ready to go, sir!
Oh,
Pathfinder's missing. Presumed dead.
Ready for duty! He's gone! Leave him!
The enemy have taken territory from us.
Path, take depot!
I don't fancy our chances, do you? Get in and
Quiet
Weapon
down,
grills.
fellas.
Enemy has 300 points remaining.
Get it done, Howard. You, cover the rear. Be ready.
He's actually doing really good here, Breakley.
Driver, pull over.
He is draining my manpower.
Fight to me. Let's
I'm just going to go backwards here and just hold these 3 VPs.
we got this. Stay together. That's our target. Let's head out.
Force that sniper to come forward.
It's a cover! You need pathfinders on the move! I got
Reports of enemy movement near our victory point.
What's the mission? You need pathfinders? Time to harass some krauts. Advance to new
We got the
position.
tools. We'll fix a ride.
Victory point now under enemy control.
Pathfinders received!
Forward units report the Krauts are down to 250 points.
Double time, fellas! You name it.
Why am I always carrying
Let's rotate here.
We're losing a fuel point.
Oh,
Better than a thumb in the eye, boys. Stand lead man. Holler if you see anything remotely German looking.
Hold! Hold!
all right, I'll go for the mortar barrage here. Recon
Air
run.
Force is beginning reconnaissance. Recon run by request.
Focus on me. Ready for action.
High altitude recon on your mark.
All right.
Enemy infantry!
HMG team deploying.
Sniper picking us off.
Oh,
Down! Go back! Get it going! Overwhelm us! Orders in!
Defend our victory point. We're losing it.
Keep firing. Off the rest of that point from under them.
The victory point is under enemy control now.
Captain here. If they want to keep it, they gotta go through us. Get ready. Combat engineers. Hit them where it hurts. They won't see this coming. That should get you back in the war. I'll take it from them. We gotta stay on.
I just backtrack him there. I'm going to go south here. And Sherman will come after this.
God, sir! Shake it out!
Oh, a really nice mine.
Heading back to base.
An ambush there.
Let's up! Throw in reverse! Take that territory!
He should have got rewarded for that.
Amen.
Krauts could be anywhere behind their lines, so be ready. Weapon new recruits in. We're ready.
M16 crew awaiting orders! Repositioning the quad bound.
And now I'll keep the quad to protect the center.
Flies up, helmets on. We're going.
And send these MGs and my infantry ball south. Sherman next.
Get those
I could even back tech here for tier 1.
Area secure. Set up and stand by.
AT gun paradrops are available in our sector.
Trouble.
We got the prep the M1. Get ready to kick some ass. MG moving all wherever needed. All right. They want us. Captain here. Taking rounds.
Grasshopper high altitude recon. Waiting on your word.
And with the tier 1 back tech,
Find a way!
Get on
Report coming through that the enemy is down to 200 points.
On it!
get a mortar out.
Enemy movement near victory point.
Yes, sir! Forward!
Just separate these rifles. I'm actually calling my Pathfinders rifles because they can perform the same.
Captured a victory point. Sherman tank finished and ready.
That son of a bitch! Lock it in there! Ready for all speed! It's gotta be a promotion! We're ready to go! Done!
We've lost control of the sector.
That's dead.
What's the odds? Pathfinders on the
Enemy activity near our munitions point.
move your asses!
And just keep on shooting and scooting this. Sherman just hit the field a little bit later than usual, actually, because he's playing fantastic. And we push on in. But I'm not even microing my MGs. I'm just literally A-moving everything, and I'm playing lazy and still in a really good position. He's playing a lot more. He has to really plan out what he's doing. He's actually got STOS as well. He's got a fair bit of fuel. But I'm going to push here and then just drop an anti-tank gun as necessary. I'm going to use recon run as well just to see
Grasshopper recon on
what
station.
base he's coming out of, what side.
Grasshopper, over the target area now.
Engaged at the front! Let's go!
Command points should be spent when possible.
Infantry across the line!
Back to stop! What's the mission?
Just scoot on back, deny him the VPs. And like I said, drop an anti-tank gun.
En route.
And push on in. That's got self-healing. I'll use that MG to zone out that.
Dropping an anti-tank
Bring that
gun.
MG
You're
across to the
marked. Stay
side.
clear.
White phosphorus to be annoying.
Bingo fuel in. Heading back to base.
Plug those crowds! The enemy's incoming!
Enemy down to 100 points. Repeat, 100 points.
Bingo fuel in. Heading back to base.
And now I just got to keep him off. I've pushed him off that VP, so now I'll push him off this one. Just walk back a smidgen so that he doesn't get some easy kills off on me. I'll keep the anti-tank gun in the north, so when his P4 does hit the field,
The
I'm in a
Reds are
safe
holding at
position.
75 points.
Another
Defend our
Sherman.
victory point. We're losing it.
Engaged at the front!
Barrage that. Push that.
They've taken our victory point.
And retake this VP. I just want to maintain VP pressure before he can establish himself. And keep my bazooka near my Sherman. And just keep on reinforcing with mines.
Enemy down to only 50.
Grasshopper, ready to make another run.
M4A1 Sherman deploying.
Enemy contact!
Ready for duty!
Let's move now!
And now I can just flood everything into the center. As long as I hold 2 VPs, it's game over
Reports of
here.
enemy movement near our victory point.
Ground fire!
Let's back to HQ! Disengage!
You need pathfinders?
In the open!
Victory point now under enemy control.
And we just push, and this should be it. Like, Reekley's a better player than me. I should not be comprehensively beating him like this. When he played better than me, I think, in the early game, he actually had good placement with his grunts. He was aggressive when he could be. But you just zone him out of the map. And I just have so much vision. I have so much durability from the Pathfinders that he just gets stuck. I'll just repair this stuff up.
We've got him. Enemy down to 10 points. We're losing our capture
And the
point.
ambush has been set.
A victory point is under attack. We must act. Vector, Pathfinder, the victory point has fallen into enemy control. Commander, CPs are waiting to be used.
And he's going like full suicidal now to just
God damn it, a captain's been killed.
hold the VPs.
Take that sector! Secure it! Losing numbers!
Oh, I've actually blown both my engines.
Secure that point! We have it'll be our pleasure! All right, boys.
That's not probably good.
Combat engineer!
I might swap that and just get him repairing.
Rev that engine, boy.
I've got the south VP, so I can even just para drop here.
It's done. The battle is
That's it. GG.
Stand down.
Yeah, I feel this strategy is too strong. Reekley's in the top 3 to 5 with every faction, and I pretty comfortably beat him here. I was hoping he would beat me, like I said at the start of the game. This strategy is too strong against Wehrmacht. Wehrmacht has no counter to this, I believe. Even though he outplayed me in the early game, there is no counter to it. I would really like to see Vet 1 on the Pathfinders and Scouts to be changed from 15% harder to hit to 5% or +5 vision. And in my opinion, that should solve that issue. We'll have a look at the stats. You just see the manpower efficiency. It's pretty even, but when you factor in the fact that I have all the map control because I've capped so much of it in the early game, it's fine to trade evenly in scenarios like this because I'll have more fuel, and that resulted in 3 tanks on the field, 1 P4, 2 Shermans. I'm going to win that engagement every time. And I played that poorly with my Shermans, but yeah, I still was in a comfortable position. Good use of the sniper, though. I think that's the key to this, but I also could have responded with some utility upgrades and smoked him out a bit better too. And the MG's durability just gets compounded with the Pathfinder as well. But it is what it is. Hopefully we'll get a patch that can address that. It's just an issue in 1v1. It's not a factor in team games. It's just 1v1 because the maps are so wide, so large. They're not as narrow as team games with the respective field that you're fighting in. The Scouts just get a good veterancy advantage through capping, through a little bit of combat, and then that Vet 1 bonus just rides the wave through. Anyway, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye!